Assumptions. What do they mean? What do they mean about me? What do they mean about you, the person making them? Let's find out and see if your assumptions about me are correct. I asked all of you to leave your assumptions, things that you believe just innately about me, because I saw PewDiePie and a lot of people do this, and I thought it was a really interesting idea to see how people perceive me, because you don't really get the full story of a person from just their YouTube videos. And while I try to be very authentic and really show what I'm about, you don't really get the full story. So I'm eager to see where people's perceptions of me kind of fall out, or if you guys are just very accurate and can read me like an open book, which I highly doubt. I'm a very complex person. I've got emotions and things. They started YouTube as a hobby but want to turn it into a career. I think that's pretty accurate. Like I've said, I started YouTube as a kind of creative outlet because I felt like there was not really anything I had going in my life that allowed me to express myself creatively. And I feel like I've said before, everybody should have something, whether it's YouTube, painting, writing, anything creative. I think that's a very important aspect of life to have. And I've just kind of enjoyed YouTube so much that I want to be able to do it full time. And while YouTube's never been about the money for me, like I've been doing it for 5 years and not made anything from it, to be able to do YouTube full time, I would need to be able to support myself from it. But I'd say going into anything viewed as a hobby and trying to turn it into a career from the start isn't really the best idea, because there's no guarantee that it'll ever really be able to support yourself with it. But I mean, if it's something you're passionate about, I think it's very doable, especially today. You have a killer New Jersey accent. Oh, all right. Well, the thing is, I actually have a killer Australian accent that I've been hiding from everybody for so long, because I felt like I'd be just judged for like upstaging the Australians that I record with by having a better accent than they do. So I just hide it from the world, but maybe one day I'll show it off, mate, haha. That you're really a demonic skull like Jeremy and trapped inside a fleshy body that perhaps felt very alien at first. Even though that you've been trapped for many years in that meat body of yours, you still never really truly got used to it. And that's why you use the name Pecan as a metaphor. It's a nut, something inside of a shell. In other words, something trapped within another thing. You're longing to be free just like Jeremy, and that's why you don't always give him the attention that you were jealous of him and his non-fleshy skull ways, and that's why you joined the cult of Jeremy and many others in this case. Doesn't work out in hopes that you'll free yourself from your metaphorical pecan form. That's a funny theory. That's a funny theory. Delete this. How dare you show the world my secrets? I think you prefer dogs over cats, and I think you're right. Dogs are so cute, and they can do tricks, and they're loyal. Cats just sit there and meow sometimes and kill mice. That's weird. Started gaming as a kid or just recently? Most likely the first one. Well, you'd be right, because I did start gaming at a very young age. One of my first memories, especially of my dad, because of my tattoo from a video game was like a year old. I had this memory of my dad playing this game. So yes, you'd be right, I did start gaming as a kid. You were quiet when you were a kid. This is actually very true, and a lot of people that know me now or more recently don't actually believe me when I tell them this, but I was never one to like really speak in school. I would just kind of just sit there, and like I was that quiet kid, I didn't talk to many people because people just made fun of me. And I think this kind of happened because I just hated middle school so much. Like I remember after the first day, it was on a Friday, and then I came home, and just the entire weekend I was just dreading going back. Like I hated it. I hated the school. I hated the concept of it, like how much it changed from elementary school, I guess broke me, but I just didn't like it. So I didn't talk to anybody, kind of just shut myself out, and I didn't really make any friends, which kind of made it worse a bit for myself. I would just wake up and pretty much just spend the entire day alone, like not talk to anybody inside school or outside, and it just wasn't really a good time in my life. That you're actually an introverted person but appeal to others as an extroverted person. This is not true. I'm actually a bit of both, I would say. I'm definitely more extroverted, but I'm completely fine just like sitting at home and like watching shows on Netflix and playing games, like just by myself. But at the same time, like social events and like big gatherings aren't really an issue for me. I know a lot of people that are introverted. It takes a lot of energy for them to be able to go to like big social gatherings and stuff like that, and that's not really me. So I wouldn't say that I'm introverted. I think a lot of people see YouTubers that are very like energetic and think that like, oh, that can't be their like actual personality. They must just be playing that up for the camera. And I think a lot of people do, but I can attest to the fact that I'm very much the same on camera versus off camera. And you can ask Clumsy and anybody that knows me. I'm very much just all the time. You're a real scientist. I don't even know why that would be an assumption, because I am a real scientist. Like, I have a degree in a science field that makes me a scientist. Just because I'm not using that degree that I spent 4.5 years working on and kind of threw away, doesn't mean that I'm not a real scientist, you know? I think you're one of those people that acts super tough around people or on camera, but are actually just the softest person ever. Do I actually act tough? I don't think I act tough. I think that I'm pretty much a screaming coward in most of my videos. I guess I do make a lot of jokes, and I think a lot of people see me as like a bigger guy, and I had a longer beard, so a lot of people would make jokes off of that, and I guess that kind of plays into that stereotype. But I've never really tried to present myself as that. I don't believe in the like acting super tough and like an idea of masculinity or whatever. I don't really try and give off that. So if I did seem like that, it really was not my intention. Also, I bruise very easily, a lot of times from me being stupid and getting myself hurt. But yeah, I'm not super tough. I would lose in any fight ever. Like against a cardboard box, I'm getting knocked out. You're not actually a pecan. How dare you? How dare you come into my comment section and sit there just spread lies? You kidding me? I'm the most famous gaming pecan in the world, okay? How dare you? Your girlfriend does amazing art for your channel. Not sure if this counts. Well, you're right in assuming that she does do amazing art. She made my end screen, she made my channel banner and icon, and she has pretty much since the channel started. I'm very lucky that she was like willing to do that for me. But I think some people assume that she does my thumbnails too. I've seen a couple of comments like that, and she doesn't. I do all of my editing, all of my thumbnails, everything I do personally. She did teach me a lot about Photoshop, even though I don't use Photoshop. I use Affinity Photo, but a lot of it's similar. So I do owe a lot of my knowledge about thumbnails to her, but she does just do the art, not the thumbnails. You are a very self-aware person who deals with some anxiety. I think most people deal with anxiety just on different levels and different scales. I'm not really too aware of my anxiety. I don't have panic attacks personally, and I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I definitely deal with some anxiety, and a lot of it stems from my fear of the future and my fear of failing. Like I've said in previous videos, that's pretty much my biggest fear. I have a lot of goals and standards I have set for myself, and I feel like that in itself kind of leads me to a lot of the times where I don't feel like editing or working towards it, because I just set very high expectations of myself, and it's always kind of hard to live up to that, you know? Which is why I kind of started the vid a day to 10K challenge for myself, because it allows me to take my fear of my future and failing and just turn it down to a smaller scale of just making a video every day. And if I can just focus on that, I think that my mindset is a lot better, and I've been a lot happier, honestly. And we're almost at like a full month of uploading straight, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. And it's allowed me to be more positive towards myself. And that's my main goal going forward, is to feel more positive about myself and what I'm doing. You are Eric the Red, just look at the beard. I don't know who that is. The Norse explorer described in medieval and Icelandic saga sources having founded the first settlement in Greenland is most likely earned the epithet the Red due to the color of his hair and beard. My hair color and beard are brown. It's not red. Thank you. I guess I'm a badass like explorer, but I don't think my beard is that epic anymore. You chose Torchic while playing Pokemon Emerald. You are so wrong, okay? I actually choose grass types in every Pokemon as my starter because green is my favorite color. and that's as simple as my mind works. But I chose Trico, then Mudkip, then Torchic for my playthroughs. Okay, so you're dead wrong. I'm sorry. You don't actually like pecans. How dare you, first of all, assume that about me? Secondly, do you enjoy eating humans as a human? No, you probably wouldn't enjoy cannibalism, okay? So yeah, I don't enjoy eating pecans, okay? But sometimes you gotta do it for the content, okay? And you guys applaud that. Let that sink in. And we have possibly the best assumption I saved for last. You have the juiciest of booties, but no apple-bottom jeans to complement it. So brave and so true. I don't know how you can muster up the courage to say such a true statement the world wasn't ready for. Yes, in fact, I have one of the juiciest booties. But a lack of apple-bottom jeans. Yeah, it's a sad tale. But those are all of your assumptions about me. I hope you learned a bit about me, and that might have cleared some stuff up. A lot of that was just, people thinking that I'm a lot more shy and introverted than I actually am, and probably because you're thinking, wow, this guy, they couldn't possibly be as much of a sociopath as he appears to be online, and you're wrong. I am all of that and more. So this was actually a lot of fun, and I'm glad I did it. I always love kind of shedding some light on who I am, because I feel like it makes us all more connected as a community as a whole. So I hope you learned something. But maybe we'll do more of these in the future. This was a lot of fun. A lot of people kind of seemed to think that I was very introverted, and there were some duplicates. So hopefully next time you have some bigger and better assumptions about me, okay? Even though I guess I shouldn't hope for that. Either way, thank you all so much for joining me today's adventure. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment saying what you think of it. And as always, hope you have a great rest of your day. See you on our next adventure. Bye-bye.